What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. It is the 12th day of November, and here we are at about $528 with 8 hours and 41 minutes left in the day. Up a little bit on the day, and that's nice to see. I do believe that we have some momentum shifting here, that we are ready to move higher. You know, really since the 17th, the 18th of September, we've been having lower highs and lower lows. We actually have a higher low set up right now. And if we can, and when we do get to a higher high, when we have a higher low and a higher high, that'll be the first time that we've had that since really since this time here when we were at the ass end of a very productive move that lasted from April, right? Very tenacious, just consistent move up. Bitcoin Cash, in its nature, for whatever reason, it's a squirrely one, man. It likes to be volatile. Whenever we move up, we like to go, up and down and up and down and give it back and continue to grow. That's just how it is. But what's coming is not going to be typical of Bitcoin Cash's nature. What's coming next is going to be less volatility. That's consistent growth like this. It's going to be less predictable. It's going to be more erratic, because what we're dealing with right now, what we're on the edge of, is a massive breakthrough of what has been multiple cycles in the making, right? Bear cycles and bull cycles, of just this large consolidation phase of which we back tested for support. We found support, and we're just ready to go. The breakout of this move, you can't tell me that you've been consolidating now for your whole life, which at this point has been since 2017. And if you don't like that, let's at least get on board with December of 2017, right? Been consolidating this whole time. And now that you're breaking out, you can't tell me that we're going to get a move like this or like this. You can't tell me that it's going to be anything less than something that is absolutely spectacular, right? We are at least getting above this high, but very likely, and there's probably going to be turbulence along the way, very likely we run all the way up to this high. That's the expectation. We take a high to a low of the last bull market to bear market. The 1272 is right there. It's a perfect target destination right there with our high. You can wick a little bit above there, but typically with the 1272, you look to stop right at it. So maybe my $4,000 call is a little bit off, but $4,000, $3,700. Something tells me that nobody's going to care once that happens, right? And this is definitely the serious prospects that we have. What's crazy is how crazy this seems, right? That seems crazy. But the crazy thing is that's just a starting point. We've got more to go. We'll stop here by the end of the cycle, or we'll stop here by the end of the cycle. We'll consolidate, and then next cycle we'll run even higher. Next cycle, Bitcoin Cash. You guys, you want to hear something crazy? And this is something we haven't talked about. We talk about the future here and there, but we don't really talk about the long-term future. We talk about the near-term future. Long-term, like next bull market, Bitcoin Cash really does have a chance of seeing prices anywhere from like $70K to $200,000, which is crazy to think. But next cycle, probably like if it's 2025 right now, almost 2026, 2028 to 2030, somewhere in that time frame, we'll probably see a price for Bitcoin Cash that is either near or above $100,000. You're at 523 now. So again, conviction is a valuable thing in this game, because if you have conviction, if you can hold until these prices, I mean, you've got multi-100x potential, man. Like imagine you had $1,000. That's all you had to your name, or $100 even to your name, and you've never had $10,000 in your bank account. You've never had $100,000 in your bank account. Well, imagine you put $100 in here and you get what I would think by the end of next cycle would be like a 100x, multi-100x. Let's just say you get a 200x or even a 100x. $100 turns into $10,000 then, right? If you've never had 10K in your bank account, all you got to do is put $100 in Bitcoin Cash, which I think everybody can achieve. Wait 2 to 4 years, and then boom, then you're there, right? And that's a long time. 2 to 4 years is a long time for 10K, but it's passive income from $100. It's not bad. Scale that up to $1,000. Scale that up to more money, right? If you got more capabilities, right? I don't know. There's a club in the Bitcoin community, in the BTC community, called the 21 Club, where you own 21 Bitcoins or more, right? It's just in inspiration of the 21 million supply for Bitcoin. There's also a club in the Bitcoin Cash community, the 21 Bitcoin Cash Club. Now, 21 Bitcoins is pretty hard to acquire, but imagine at this price, 103,000. Imagine if you had 21 of these bad boys. 21 Bitcoin Cashes, you could do that now and eventually get to this price. I'm just saying it's too late for the BTC. Maybe not too late for everybody, but it's too late for the average person who's participating in the crypto markets to be a part of the 21 Bitcoin Club. It's not too late to be part of the 21 Bitcoin Cash Club. Hell, even the 2100 Bitcoin Cash Club is still somewhat attainable for, or maybe 210 Bitcoin Cash Club is somewhat attainable for the average person still. Anyways, very bullish prospects, my friends. Very bullish prospects. We're talking way about the future. I'm not trying to do that. I don't know why I got off on that whole tangent. I'm really excited about this. And again, I got distracted because we were talking about how exciting it is to go to 4K, but the reality is that's not even the exciting stuff. The exciting stuff is what comes after when we get to new all-time highs. What comes after in next cycle, right? Because Bitcoin Cash its whole life has been disregarded. It's been called a scam, a fraud, a wannabe. But after this cycle, it's going to be looked at different than it ever has before, and it's going to give it serious potential to grow between now and the coming years. And it's not just that gives it potential. It's the developers, it's the people making this thing tick behind the scenes, right? That are making this thing work. But anyways, 525 right now. The monthly time frame, if we're looking at this here, last month we had a pretty big wick to the downside. This month it's no different. We got 18. The only difference here is that we've got half the month left, over half the month left. I would assume that we close green, and I do assume this for Bitcoin Cash. Man, I gotta keep clearing out. Hold on. I'm a little bit sick. I do expect that we will close above here for the monthly close for Bitcoin Cash. Now, that's an easy call to make. I think that's an easy call to make. Is this month going to close above here? That's a little bit more difficult. I do theorize that once we're above these points here, we're just going to teleport, just like Zcash. But does this teleportation happen by the end of the month? I mean, I think that we'll get it into phase, but maybe most of this growth happens in December. I don't know. But I do believe that we're going to see something that closes above $700 this month. We're at 525 right now. I do believe that we will see prices within the next 6 weeks that are worth multiple thousands of dollars, which is pretty damn spectacular. Maybe you got Christmas money. Maybe you got $100 right now and you don't have any Christmas money. You want some Christmas money. I bet by Christmas, we'll see this thing double or more, triple or more in price. By Christmas, genuinely, I would think we've tripled, maybe even quadrupled or more in price from here by Christmas. So, let alone the week before. I really think that this is promoting an opportunity. If you need Christmas money, put $100 in this thing. Let it ride for a month. Pull it out on the 12th, get it on the 20th, and then go Christmas shopping, right? Put $100 in this, you'll have $400 or $500. If that's enough money for you to go Christmas shopping with, that's more than enough. I think. If you're asking my wife, that's like not even close. But $525 right now is the price. Let's stop talking so much and let's actually get into the analysis. 1 hour time frame here. We're looking at the 1 hour time frame. Good bit of volume coming in here. Moving up, looking good. RSI looks productive overall, getting overbought, not getting oversold once. Stochastics look productive. The MACD is productive as well for what it is. The 4 hour time frame is productive. Now this is what we needed to see, right? Was that even though unfortunately we've rejected the overbought zone once, twice, 3 times, we held the 50. We held higher lows, and now we're making another attempt to the overbought zone. Whenever you reject it this much, I don't expect that you come back up here and get into it, right? I would expect that you reject and you go lower. But the fact that the 1 hour looks bullish, the fact that this looks bullish, we're actually holding higher lows, gives me a lot of hope that we do get into the overbought zone. And when we do, we should see some fireworks fly, right? The last time we got overbought on the 4 hour, we saw a nice little lift. We went from $500 to $570, like that. We're at $524 right now. We're like 1 day away in that same kind of context from being above $600 again, you guys. 1 day away, maybe 2 days, right? Something like that. Stochastics look bullish, and the MACD, we did cross above the zero. We crossed above the zero right here, I would say. I'm trying to like split these, right? The blue line crossed above the zero there. Orange line crossed a little after. I try to split them. Crossed above the zero, and then we went on a consolidation phase. Typically with the 4 hour, for whatever reason, when the MACD crosses the zero, we get a day and a half to 3 days worth of consolidation. So we've consolidated now for about 11 candles. That's 1.5 days, almost 2 days right there. And now we're starting to move up. I would think that this next move is actually going to be larger than what this move was here. Probably even larger than this. So again, we should be with this, I think, going to $600 and beyond very soon. It's Wednesday. We've got Thursday and Friday ahead of us. By the end of this week, I would think that we are above $600 or at least pressing that target level, okay? Daily time frame, zooming out a little bit more. Daily stochastics look great. The MACD is bullishly inclined, right? We've got some bullish divergence that we're playing off of. Or maybe not. I'm sorry. No bullish divergence. Do you guys hear my cat? He's meowing. He's being kind of annoying. He wants to be let outside. I think my daughter's going to let him outside. I think that we're moving up higher, guys. I really do. I think that the momentum is shifting. We've gone from a downward trend to a kind of sideways trend, and now we're shifting that into an upwards trend, I think. As soon as we break above $576, it's on. It really is on. There's no going back at that point. We break above here, and that, I think, cements Bitcoin Cash as never going below $500 again once we get above here. Okay. From a high to a low, golden ratio zone, found resistance, came back down. We should see either a move up to about 600 to 623 or higher. And when we're above this high, when we're above 650, there's nothing really stopping us until 3,700 or more. That's my thoughts. At least something around $2,000, but probably closer to 4K. I don't have anything else that I want to say. Bitcoin Cash is very bullish. And for the long term, I genuinely believe that Bitcoin Cash for a long-term hold is probably the best crypto to invest in. Like if we're talking about what crypto now, if you bought it right now and you didn't sell it for 4 years, what crypto out of all of them, in the top 100 specifically, even out of all of them that exist, what crypto now would provide the most gains between now and the end of this decade at 2030? If you had to buy right now and you couldn't sell until 2029 or 2030, maybe 2028, whatever. If you couldn't sell until the next like cycle top, I think Bitcoin Cash will outperform everything. I do. I think this is the one, man. But again, it's long-term goals here. If you're looking to make 100x this cycle, Bitcoin Cash is probably not the one for you. If you want 100x, you don't care what cycle it comes in. You just care that you get 100x. You got wild potential here, man. You got 1,000x potential here with enough time horizon. I think anybody watch, I don't care if you're 60 years old, I don't care if you're 18, anybody watching this, you've got enough life left in you where you could definitely see a multi-100x, if not even like 1,000x with this thing in time. 1,000x from $523, what is that, right? 100x would be $52,000. So 1,000x is 520K. So maybe not in the next 4 to 5 years, but maybe in the next 10 to 15 years. You know, we'll be there. We'll see. But anyways, I got nothing else for you guys. It could be sooner. Hit the like button, subscribe. Long-term perspective is really kind of the driving thought of this video with a little bit of short-term stuff sprinkled in there. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.